Hey there, curious minds. Welcome back to the Wise Mindset Guy podcast, the show where we question everything, even the reality you think you're living in. I'm Nat Plastino, and today we're diving into a mind blowing question. Are you living in an illusion? Now, before you go checking if you're suddenly turned into a character of the Matrix, don't worry, I'm not here to tell you that we're all plugged into some giant simulation. Though, let's be real, that make for one heck of a twist. Instead, we're talking about how our perceptions of reality are shaped, sometimes distorted, and often controlled by forces we don't even realize. And to help unravel this tangled web of illusions, we'll be exploring something called the stained glass window effect. Because let's face it, nothing says deep philosophical thought like church windows. All right, buckle up because this episode is about to shatter some assumptions in a fun, painless way, I promise. Let's start with the basics. What even is reality? Seems like a simple question, right? You wake up, brush your teeth, scroll through social media, and boom, reality. But here's the kicker. Your version of reality might not be the same as someone else's. Why? Because your brain is basically a master illusionist. It takes all the information from your senses and pieces them together a reality just for you. But here's a twist. It doesn't always get it right. Think of a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Your brain does the same thing with information. Sometimes it fills in gaps, sometimes it edits things, and sometimes, just for fun, it completely fabricates details. Ever not remember something and swear it was true? Yep, that's your brain playing tricks on you. And this brings us to the stained glass window effect. So, imagine you're in a grand cathedral. Sunlight is pouring through these beautiful stained glass windows. Each panel has a different color, a different pattern. Now, if you were to look at the outside world through that window, it would be tinted by the colors of the glass. That's exactly how your mind works. Your beliefs, experiences, emotions, and even the culture you grew up in all act like different panels of stained glass. They shape the way you see the world. If you grew up in a household where, let's say, money was always tight, you might view financial success as nearly impossible. If you were told from a young age that you weren't good at something, chances are you might still believe it, even if it's not true. If you've only been exposed to one way of thinking, any new idea might seem crazy, even if it makes total sense to someone else. And the wildest part? We rarely question our stained glass windows. We assume that the way we see things is just how they are. Okay, so social media, the place where everyone's life looks 100% perfect. Everyone has six pack abs, and somehow everyone seems to be on vacation all the time. Social media is adding extra layers of stained glass to your already tinted reality. The algorithms reinforces what you already believe, which makes your version of reality even more distorted. Ever noticed how, after watching a few videos on a topic, your feed is suddenly flooded with a similar content? That's no accident. That's an algorithm saying, oh, you like that? Let me show you only things that match this perspective. It's like if you were in a room with 1,000 stained glass windows, but someone boarded up every window except for the one that was already coloring your view. All right, so now that we know we're all walking around with our own custom-made stained glass lenses, what can we do about it? Well, the first step is awareness. Just realizing that the perspective is shaped by past experiences, beliefs, and outside influences gives you a superpower, the ability to question it. Here are some fun ways we can shake up the reality and test your illusion. Seek out opposing views. Next time you hear an opinion you disagree with, instead of rolling your eyes, try to understand where that person is coming from. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but it's a great way to spot the limits of your own window. Travel, even if it's just mentally, experiencing new places, cultures, or even just reading books from different perspectives can help you add new colors to your stained glass. Experiment with what if thinking. Ask yourself, what if my assumptions about this were wrong? Just for fun, flip your perspective and see what it feels like. Limit the algorithm's influence. Try following pages of people who challenge your worldview. Watch content outside your usual preferences. The more diverse your inputs, the clearer your view becomes. You can also try by meditating and observing your thoughts. Meditation isn't just for monks in mountaintop temples. It's a powerful tool to help you step back and see how your brain filters reality. So, my friend, are you living in an illusion? The answer is probably, yeah, but so is everyone else. The trick isn't to remove the stained glass because, let's be honest, it'd be kind of hard. The trick is to be aware of it, to clean it up when necessary, and to be open to new panels of color that might make your view even more beautiful. Reality is flexible. It changes based on perspective. And when you realize that, you gain the ability to shape it instead of just accepting it. So go out there, question your stained glass, and have fun poking at that illusion. Who knows what kind of wild new perspectives you'll find. That's it for today's episode of the Wise Mindset Guy podcast. If you enjoyed this little reality check, make sure to follow, subscribe, or leave a review. It helps more curious minds like yours find this show. And hey, if you want to share your thoughts on this episode, hit me up on social media, drop a review down, and let me see what you want to say. Let's talk about your stained glass windows, metaphorically, of course. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, reality is just a story we tell ourselves. Make yours a good one.